Good midday, good midday, good midday, good mid of the day. This is the day the Lord has made. We shall rejoice and be glad in it. So we are grateful for such an awesome and powerful opportunity that we can come together as the people of God and to continue to grow in the knowledge of His Word. And so we welcome you, one and all, to come and to be and to share and be a part of this experience. And let's see what God does. Good midday to you, Jaleesa. And for that, we give Him glory and we give Him praise. Linda, thank you so much for coming and sharing with us on today. Casper, bless your heart for being here. And God is good all the time. Nancy, bless your heart for being here with us. Please share as you come on board. That's so pertinent and important. Okay, Cora, good midday to you. Chaplain Hearns, good midday. Bless you for being here with us. Kim, good midday to you. William, thank you. Thank you so much. Good midday to you, sir. And we are grateful to God. Denise of the Friesen, thank you for being here with us on this day. Sharon, sharing from Atlanta. That's what I'm talking about. Let it be known that you are sharing the word of the Lord. And so we are, again, grateful. If you don't mind, it would be absolutely wonderful if you would share. That would just be great. Lisa, thank you for being here with us on this great midday. You may say, well, the sun's not shining. Hey, there's no snow out there. Hey, Iris, how are you? Praying that you're doing well and family is doing well and everybody's growing and driving you crazy, because guess what? That's what they do. No matter how old they get, they still gonna be you chilling. That's an amazing thing. It's absolutely amazing. And guess what I've learned to do? Get over it. And that's just how it is. Hey, Tamika, bless you. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Tell your children that we are so proud of them in what God is doing. Okay, I'm trying to tell you. I'm listen. If you got any grown children, no matter how grown they think they are, they still act like children. Absolutely amazing. Ethel, bless you. Good midday. Thank you for being here with us as we prepare to do what we need to do. Okay. And so we're grateful. We're grateful to God for you, one and all. And so it's still the day the Lord has made. We shall rejoice and be glad in it. Kathy, good midday. Tell Mahogany we said hello. Tell her, I'm going to be looking for her. I know I get on her nerves, but I'll be looking for her. That's just kind of the way it is. So we're grateful to God for each and every one of you as you share with us. Gina, bless the Lord for you. Praying for you, praying all will not only go well, but be well. Okay. Christy, bless you. Good midday. Good midday. Elder James, Marcel, thank you so much for being here. Minister Marcia, oh, bless the Lord. Okay. Let her know that we are praying for her and with her, and we are believing God will provide what she stands in need of. Elder Pamela Mansell, thank you for being here. We got the Mansell family all up in here, along with everybody else. And so we're grateful to God for you. One and all, Lady Bowling, bless your sweet potato soul. Okay. Thank you, James, for letting us know that our media presentation is up to snuff. We appreciate that on today. And so we're just grateful, thankful. Okay. All right. On. And so we're thankful to God. Tell everybody, Lady Bowling and your family, we said hello. And we are praying that God's power and presence will rest on them mightily. Let me get started. Please share, please share, please share, please share. Hey, Valerie, how are you? Tell Dad we said hello. Prayer. Is it significant, Minister Faye? Thank you for being here. Is it important? Is it necessary? Is it valid? Prayer. Does it provide? Does it produce? Is it a waste of your time? Prayer. The purpose, the outcome, the what's the other word? I'm trying to find the other word that I want to use, only because I have found, and it's disturbing that I have come to realize this, that many people don't pray. And let me give you another word for that. Many people don't talk to God until they have to. I've watched people who have totally ignored the Lord, totally abandoned, ain't got time for church, don't have time for worship. Minister Sarah, bless you. And I'm going to say it again, girl. You bless the people of God. You engage them. There has to be a cataclysmic event. You remember 9/11? You remember 9/11 when those planes crashed into the Twin Towers and all of those souls perished? Everybody went back to church. Everybody prayed. Everybody. Well, irregardless of denominational affiliation, it made them absolutely no difference. Okay. What did they do? Sheila, bless you for coming on and being with us. What did they? I mean, everybody was on it. Okay. I mean, everybody. The churches were packed. The synagogues were packed. Mosques were packed. Everybody was calling on their God. Everybody. But as soon as the memory, hey, Ella Mae, dear, how you be, dear? How you be? You being good? You know, I have to check up on you. And there was this new heightened awareness of the importance of communicating with God. And then a few months went by. Okay. Hey, Doe. Bobby McKenzie, bless you, praying for your recovery. We'll miss you at the annual session. You know, I like to catch you there so I can pick with you, but we want you to get well. And then the next thing you know, folk quit going to church like they did. Elder Clay, bless you, my friend. Good midday to you. Prayer wasn't significant because the memory of the tragedy waned away. And can I go a little bit further with this? Has that not happened to us? I've watched people who have wanted to come and be at the altar and talk to God and all of that. And as soon as the trauma is over, old habits come back. I hope you are trying, LMA. You know, don't make me have to come down there and see about you, because you know I will. And you know what, Minister Faye? Yeah, tragedy causes an urgency to pray. All of a sudden, God is important. All of a sudden, talking to God is significant. All of a sudden, Lord, I need you to hear me now. I need you to bless now. I need you to move now. I need you to heal now. I need you to deliver now. Even atheists will pray if the right tragedy shows up. But what we fail to understand is prayer is not some practice. Prayer is just consistent communication between you and God. And if the only time you talk to him is when you're in trouble, you're in trouble. Can you put that in the chat? That's a good one. That one just dropped in my spirit. If the only time you talk to him is when you're in trouble, you're in trouble. Luke chapter 11. And Valerie, it is personal. It is. And the problem is, and I'm glad you said that, Valerie. If it is, Sister Thomas, how you doing? Okay. If that's the only time, do you really know who you're talking to? Luke chapter 11. Let me just I like that emphasis, Kim. Thank you so much. It says, when you pray, say, our Father in heaven. Our Father in heaven. That's important. Father, which denotes, hey, Pamela, how are you? Which denotes I'm his child. And since I'm his child, I'm dependent upon him. And then it says, hallowed be your name, which means before you utter one petition of this is what I need, you recognize his greatness. You honor him. You let God know verbally or mentally that before I ask you for anything, you're holy. Before I ask you for anything, you're righteous, you're right, you're just, you're loving, you're kind, even when I don't think you are. Doesn't change the fact that you are. Now, again, and it's not saying that you have to say our Father was, but you got to look at the significance, because too many of us, Lavonda, bless you, too many of us go straight to this is what I need. And I need it now. And I need you to show up now. And I need you to do it now. And never acknowledge that the person you're talking to is greater than any situation you've ever been in. And his greatness, his sovereignty, his rule and reign is above anything else. Oh, y'all don't like me. So we give holiness to his name. And then we say, your kingdom come, which means what? The rule of God must be universally acknowledged. Now, you may say, I don't want to hear all. Listen to what I'm saying. If I don't, first of all, acknowledge his supreme rulership, then I will not trust his supremacy. I have to acknowledge that there's none like him. And it has to be more than a song. I have to acknowledge, that he rules in everything. He is everything. He's in charge of everything. And so you have to remember, your kingdom has to come before my petition. His kingdom has to come before my begging and my pleading and my asking. His kingdom. See, and I'm gonna tell you what it does. And I'm gonna see if you catch this. Acknowledging his supremacy is not for him. The acknowledgement of his supremacy is for you, because faith comes by hearing, and hearing by the word of God. And I want you to catch this. When you acknowledge his greatness, when you acknowledge his supremacy, when you acknowledge that he's everything, when you acknowledge that he's in all these things, when you acknowledge all of these things, it transitions you before you ask him for anything, because now you recognize you are talking to the I am that I am, the supreme creator, the supreme creator, maintainer, sustainer. And so what it does is you begin to acknowledge that who he is greater than my need, is greater than my situation, greater than my circumstance. And so what I do is I reference, I glorify his name, because I know I got to acknowledge his supremacy. I've got to acknowledge that he's all in all. I got to acknowledge that he's everything. Then he says, your will be done. God's will. I hope y'all ready for this, because I'm getting ready to mess y'all up. Because many times we do not receive what God has in store for us. And God has, I hope y'all hear me, God has angels who are already at the ready to show up for what you need. The problem is you don't know how to ask for it appropriately. When it talks about your will be done, you know, and I'm gonna get in trouble for saying this. I know I am, because there's a lot of people that use this phrase, and I'm not bashing anybody. I'm not putting out an arrogant statement. I'm not trying to say, I'm just not. But a lot of people say, well, if it be your will. Now, okay, I'm going to tell you a story. And I've said this story before. I'm going to say it again. Y'all don't mind if I take a couple of extra minutes on this, because I think this is significant and important, okay? Barbara, good to have you here. Listen, the Lord had already showed me what was going to happen to me physically when my colon ruptured. He also showed me how he would bring me through it and out of it. So there was nothing for me to ask him for, because I aligned myself with his will. Now, y'all not ready for this, because I'm getting ready to mess y'all up. Okay, good midday to you, Carolyn. He says, your will be done. It's already in heaven. The angels are already on the ready to be dispatched for what you need. The problem is, I have not obediently worshiped and blessed him and acknowledged what his will is in order for you to get it. Now, somebody might say, well, now, yeah, and you know what, Sister Thomas? We all were taught that. If it be your will, it'll come to pass. If it be your will. Can I read a passage of scripture to you? 1 John 5:14. Just gonna jack you up. 1 John 5:14. It says, and this is the confidence that we have in him, that if we ask anything according to his will, he hears us. So what does that mean? That means I am, as his child, to consistently be in communication with him and his word, so that as I walk in his will and his word, I also walk in his provision, his protection, his... Listen to me. to say, well, if it be his will, is a scapegoat that does not allow you to put the effort into knowing his will. I know y'all don't like me. I know I don't, because it doesn't take much that if something don't come to pass, you can say, well, the Lord didn't want me to have it. No, you have not, because you ask not. And in many instances, you ask amiss. I'm going to tell you a story. I'm going to tell you a story. It's going to mess you up. Pastor Scott and I, when I was in Midland, were going to Hampton's Minister Conference. We didn't have the money. We didn't have the money to fly, so we drove. And they didn't have my car. They didn't have my rental car. Y'all give me a couple of minutes. I'm going to let you go at 20 minutes after. And so we got up there, Pittsburgh International Airport. They didn't have the car. They wanted to give us a Cadillac, but they wanted to charge me more money. I was like, no. I said, it's not my fault. It's not my fault that you don't have the car that I reserved. And the guy came from around the corner and he says, tell you what we're going to do. We got a brand new Lexus GS. What is it? GS 300 just came off the truck. We're going to let you go ahead and take that. Now, you have to understand that's a major luxury car. That is not what I rented, but favor ain't fair. We drove that thing to Hampton, and it was ridiculous how that car drove. And I told the Lord, I said, I want to have one of these one day. And that's right. Upgrade, favor, upgrade. And I said, I really want to have one of these. I just wanted a Lexus. That's all I want. It didn't make me any difference. Please don't consider me to be arrogant in what I'm talking about. I'm just sharing with you when you line up with his will. So pastors, Holly, Scott, myself, and our wives went to the movie theater, and the Lexus dealer was down there. Sabrina, it's so good to see you. Now, when I drove to the movie theater, I didn't see the vehicle. Because Lady Harrison and I were in the car by ourselves. When we got done at the movie, the Lord said, look to your left. I looked to the left, and there was a Lexus, whatever this thing is sitting out here, GX 470 was sitting there. The Lord said, that's yours. I was like, now you got to remember, I'm not in Midland. I'm now in Youngstown. And the Lord said, that's yours. I go back the next day to the dealership. It's all right, Daryl. Glad that you're here. I went back to the dealership. The dealer said, not a problem. We'll write it up. You can drive it off today. Now listen to what happened. Years ago, I had a desire, but it took a while for me to line up with the will of God to receive. God had, and it wasn't new. It wasn't new. It was a certified pre-owned car, which means it was just like new. It's still sitting out there. It's an 06. I bought it in 08. Do the math. No, that's the gray truck. It's the gray one. I don't have a beige one. It's the gray one. And guess what I did? I went on about my business. I went on because I had already asked the Lord for what I had wanted. And I went on about my business. I did, Lord, I don't know why I don't have it now. I don't understand why. Didn't go through all of that because I was busy doing what the Lord would have me to do. Okay, I gotta go. And so I came home with that Lexus GX 470. It's still out there. It's still running. 200 and 60 some thousand miles later, it's still running. Pauletta, see, here's what I'm trying to get you to understand. And this is the confidence that we have in him, that if we ask anything according to his will, he hears it. And if we know that he hears us, that's verse 15, we know that we have the petitions that we desire of him. And when you turn around and say, if it be your will, you nullify the fact that it takes a little effort for you to get into the will of God. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth. Catch this, as it is in heaven. When I come back tomorrow, I'm going to go just a little bit deeper with this, because I'm going to show you something. I'm going to show you. I'm going to say this. I taught The Power of Prayer, Dr. Lloyd Ogilvie, who has gone home to be with the Lord. This book is probably 35 to 40 years old. I teach from it from time to time. Prayer don't start with you. Prayer starts with God. God is more concerned about talking to you than you are talking to him. I got to go. I love y'all with the love of Jesus Christ. Y'all better tell somebody, don't miss tomorrow, because I got some stuff to tell y'all that the Lord. You want a Bentley? Guess what, Pamela? All you have to do is align with his will. And I'm not saying name it and claim it. I'm saying listen to what the text says, and then I got to go because I'm getting excited. Your kingdom come, your will be done on earth. Get this, as it is in heaven. Now, y'all got to catch this, and I got to go. It's already in heaven, and it can't manifest on earth until you line up. Y'all be blessed now. Y'all be blessed with the blessings of Jesus, who is the Christ. He is our creator. He's our all in all. He's our everything. And that's all I'm trying. I have for a long time done nothing but walk by faith. And yes, I get frustrated. Yes, I get bent out of shape. Yes, I have those moments when I feel like quitting, because sometimes flesh gets in the way of the will of God. But I'm telling you, God will meet you at the point of your need. And this is not name it and claim it. This is not that kind of stuff. But what I am trying to tell you is that some blessings you're robbing yourself of because you won't align with his will. Y'all have a blessed day. May God bless you and keep you is our prayer.